I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would be part of bringing back my favorite game of all time and relaunching it and continuing it and building on it and making it better than it ever was. That is truly a dream come true.
I first heard about Darkfall in 2009. I saw a video on YouTube when I was just browsing of these two guys in a fight, and what just struck me and resonated with me so deeply was the guy hopped off of his mount and then somebody else came and stole that mount. And that idea of loss and real consequence in the world just drew me to Darkfall.
I spent a good portion of my life playing Darkfall when it first came out, because it's not just a normal story game where you follow someone else's path, you follow someone else's story. This game is all about you creating your own story. It's about you meeting actual people around a massive world where everyone that plays this game is in one server, with no instances, just one big world.
It was the kind of game that was very polarizing. You either liked it or you didn't, and the people who liked it, automatically your friends or people that you could talk to because they shared a passion that you had. My longest friend there is, Gavin. He's somebody I met that I stumbled across him in the game, and instead I was creeping up on him as he was killing other monsters in the game, and in a split second I decided not to try to kill him, but instead I walked up and sat beside him. And I sat down and talked to him, and I played with him till the end of the server. So we played for 3 years together. We still keep in contact now.
Even though the relationships formed online, they've gone past that. I've lived with one of them. I've met several of them. We've all connected in the real world one way or another. And we are friends, and we have this deep connection because of the nature of Darkfall. No other game that I've ever played instilled this sense of camaraderie like Darkfall has.
We could see them to the north of us basically charging towards our Chaos City. And what ensued was this hour and a half long fight of just arrows flying everywhere and spells being cast left and right, and just this sense of adrenaline and intensity that I had personally never felt in an MMORPG before. And I played them all growing up. Ultima Online, EverQuest, like I said, Ashvin's Call, Dark Age of Camelot, Shadowbane, and I had never in my entire gaming experience felt something like this. Just the sheer handshaking that I can still remember to this day, and just the feeling that, wow, this is a game that I'm going to to play for quite some time.
When I read that Darkfall was shutting down in November of 2012, I was just, crushed. I didn't really know what to do with the information, but I ultimately knew what it meant once it actually did shut down, and that was that it was the end of an era.
When I knew that the game was going to be shut down, I feel a little bit sad because I know how Darkfall was different to other games. The thing is that if Darkfall disappears, there is not going to be any kind of game similar to it in the next 5 or 10 years.
What video game do I play now? Nothing can fill the void that is Darkfall. That is what many of us learned. Darkfall was a major part of mine and many other people's lives, and it was just gone.
If I had the time, I would try to put together a team, try to collect a community, and get a project together to try to bring back Darkfall. So I said, you know what, I wish I had the time for it. And that night I said, you know what, maybe I just need to start it. Maybe I just need to start the project. It was just, let's see, who's out there who may be interested, and try to connect people together. I started doing that. I put out a message, I think it was June 15th, 16th, in 2015 when I put out the original message about it.
He posted a thread on Reddit, of all places, and he just said, hey guys, I'm interested in forming a company and trying to acquire the license to Darkfall so we can develop it ourselves. If you'd like to help with the project, please feel free to message me.
when I saw that there was one guy crazy enough to do it, it was Andrew. I saw his post, and the first time I saw his post, I sent him an email, and I told him, I'm willing to help you in any way I can.
It was a few months later that I had over 25 people that had put their names to the project. We had several meetings discussing basically what we're going to do, and I'd had a couple of emails back and forth with Event Shrine, and in October 2015 we actually incorporated Big Picture Games, and we a month or two later we had started official licensing negotiations with Event Shrine. It was all becoming very real. And finally, after many months of negotiating and discussing the license, that March 1st came around, and we finally signed the license.
It's been such a joy and such a bizarre trip. We are developing the MMO that we used to play.
I mean, here we are, we're bringing back this massive MMORPGs that we all love for several years. And then on the flip side of that, who doesn't want to work on a game? Who doesn't want to do this?
We have about 3 dozen people from 9 different countries and 7 different time zones that are all volunteers on this project. Majority of them have been here almost since the beginning.
I've been working for Big Picture Games as a volunteer now for nearly 2 years. This wouldn't be possible without the dedication and passion that I have towards Darkfall. I've made a lot of sacrifices in my career and personal life to dedicate my time to this project.
I sacrificed, a lot of time into it, basically just time, free time, and also, real life work time that I just said, can I skip this shift just so that I could, do something for free, basically, but just something from the heart.
It was real easy to think, maybe I'll just not do this, and then I'll have all my free time back. I'll be able to do other things that I want to do, but part of Darkfall and part of this project instilled in me and the other people on this team is perseverance and persistence. And honestly, I don't think that if we weren't all ex-Darkfall players that we would have gotten this far. I don't think we would have gotten this far. I think it's the stubbornness, the perseverance that a Darkfall player gets from playing the game so much that has actually made it possible for us to get to the point that we're at.
And I know a lot of people on our team have wives and kids, and sometimes I hear their wife or their significant other on comms when we're in the middle of a meeting at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday night, saying, come on, honey, it's time to go to bed. So I'm very proud to be working for this team, and I'm very proud of what the guys on our team have accomplished. And to be quite honest, with launch right around the corner, it's something that I'm extremely, extremely excited to be a part of.
Part of developing Rise of Agon and bringing it back is the education factor. What that means is telling people what you've done, explaining that the problems of the original, which has a stigma to it, have been solved, and they're being solved by people who know what they're doing.
Rise of Agon, to me, means freedom. It's all about freedom, the ability to play how you want to play. Not being told, well, you can only do this, or you're allowed to do this, or hey, you have to perform this way or else. It's about freedom to play how you want, freedom to go anywhere you want, freedom to, if you want to be an outcast, freedom to be the white knight, freedom to just sit in town at your bank and chat with people all day, freedom to create clans, freedom to create empires and have massive fleets of, say you want to be a pirate, I want to have a fleet of 20 ships and I want to raid every coastal village and holding I can find. There's no limits to what you want to do. And to me, it's just the potential to be the next greatest sandbox game. I mean, so many other games have a lot of neat and interesting features in them and do many things well, but nowadays, many of them don't handle the massive scale. And to me, that's where Rise of Agon is different.
I feel like it holds a very important piece in the history, especially of the history and evolution of MMOs, because I feel like it was the last game to follow the original evolution of MMOs before big business came in and it changed the course of the evolution of MMOs, basically.
We have the opportunity as a team to not only, bring back the Darkfall franchise and Darkfall Rise of Agon, but from really all of us as, people on the development team, people on all aspects of the project, we all want to bring back that old school MMORPG feel and provide the best gaming experience to that type of market out there. And on top of it, we have the opportunity with the game engine to provide the absolute best combat experience that the MMORPG market provides. And so, I really hope to see a lot of you guys there on May 5th. I know the team is extremely excited about not only this launch, but what's in store for the future.
It was a pretty crazy ride to go from a pipe dream of, hey, let's start this, maybe we can get something together, to forming a team out of nothing, out of volunteers, people who just were, like myself, too stubborn to let such a gem die.
It's a community-driven team and a community-driven game. Your feedback is crucial to how we proceed. I would encourage everyone to make sure to post your opinions, your thoughts, your ideas. Don't worry about popular opinion. If we all thought the same, nothing would change.
To everyone who supports big picture games, thank you. Without you guys, we wouldn't be anything. Our community, the support you guys give, the feedback, that all is invaluable to us. We are making this game for the community, because we are the community. We are the players who played this game and loved it. And that's why we're making it. So all I want to say to our community is thank you guys. Thank you for the support, for sticking with us from the hard times, and I promise you, one day, this game is going to be glorious, and Darkfall, Rise of Agon, will rise again.